What's up, guys? Little quick walk around video on the Bolt. Don't think I've done a walk around video on it yet. I can't even remember. I'd have to go back and look. But I've added a few more upgrades, and so thought it was about time for a little walk around and mods type video. So here we go. Let me flip you around. Alright, so here she is. Oh, it's pretty bright outside, so the lighting's a little less than stellar when looking back towards the garage door. But we'll start up here at the front with some of the less obvious. We've removed the reflectors on both sides down here on the lower forks. Just tidy that up a little bit. Also, if you'll notice, we have moved the blinkers down to the bottom side of the gap between the triple tree mounts. They look fine and they work fine with the windscreen up here at the top, but it just looks a little busy. So slid them down, kind of rerouted the wires. Not hard to do, no extending the wires or anything to give them to reach. And then the obvious up here is this blacked out Pug windscreen, and as you can see here, mounts up through the upper triple tree clamp bolt. Comes with a new bolt and a spacer, and I like it pretty good. I'm 5'7", I can see over it fine, so getting the blacked out instead of the smoked version is fine. And then I've just got an eBay. This is really just for pick this up for longer rides and things like that. It comes off pretty easily with 2 Allens, so just slip it on and off. If you know you're going to go out and do some serious miles, you can put that on there, and it looks good and kind of blends in with that windshield. And it was about 35 bucks on eBay. The Pug screen, I got it off Revzilla. It was pushing about a 150-ish price. And then we've got 4.5-inch crater risers with stock bars. Also still all stock cables. We've rerouted the throttle cable to go to the outside of the forks. Other than that, everything is really unchanged. I did not take the tank off and reroute. You can remove the tank so that you can unplug these wires here, which lead to your switch housings, and then you can fish them through this triangle opening instead of going around the neck. It buys you a lot more clearance for taller bars or risers. I have not done that. I'm probably eventually going to do that, because with these risers, my left side here is hanging. I was able to clamp my right side switch housing wires up. Left side will not reach. They reach fine as far as riding, just can't clamp them up to the bar. So eventually I'm going to pull the tank off and take care of that. But on every motorcycle I've had one of these. It's the same one. Schwinn bicycle mount phone holder. Works great. Been running that thing for like 6 or 7 years. If it ever does break, I can swing by Walmart and pick another one up for like $7. I have relocated the ignition switch. This is the stock location, but it's on the opposite side of the bracket, so it's on the right side. This bracket is offset to the left side of the bike. So with it being on the right side, you have to really, really reach up underneath the tank to get to the key. I mean, key's way up under here. So I hate that, and every other bike I've ever had has either had the key on top of the triple tree, which is fine, or it has had it on the left side. My Victory had it on the left side, so I was used to the left side, or the in between the bars like the KLR has it. And so yeah, I just flipped it to the left side. Seems more natural to me. It's really no big deal. And then we've got a eBay. This is like a Medix bag, not very large, and it just fits and secures via the battery box clamp strap, whatever you want to call that bracket. And then we have a homemade muffler. It is a baffled. It's not just a piece of pipe slipped on there. And I plan on redoing it eventually at a 2-inch pipe. It looks a little puny out of 1 3/4 inch pipe. And the 1 3/4 inch pipe has to be necked up to fit over the mid pipe. I'm referring to it as a mid pipe, but it is welded onto the stock muffler. I hacked it off so I could keep the O2 sensor. And so I do plan on eventually going to 2-inch pipe. That's just true 2-inch pipe. Taking my baffles out of this one. They're bolt-in baffles, not weld-in, so I can baffle that in as well. And also maybe trying to do a better job of getting it as a straight shot instead of that slight upward sweep. However, that slight upward sweep does mean that I will never drag that thing on the pavement. My pegs will hit inches before that hits. So I guess even though it's swept up just a little bit, it's not necessarily a bad thing. And then it has a bracket in the back, because this is a bit long to just be held on with a clamp up front. It'd vibrate pretty bad, but with that bracket, it doesn't go anywhere, doesn't move, is pretty solid. Let's see what else. Going back from there, we've got the Yamaha passenger seat kit with obviously Yamaha passenger pegs. That was not on the bike when I got it. And then that is the Yamaha factory backrest support with tall sissy bar. They sell a short one and a tall one. That is the tall one. And then the Yamaha backrest pad. And then here in the rear, we still have the factory style mud guard, whatever we want to call it. But we've gotten rid of some of it. It's a bit more of a whale tail, which is how I refer to all these pieces. So what I've done is gotten rid of the bracket that extended off here and extended way further out here in space. So you saw it off there, take a file, bastard file, some sandpaper, clean it up real smooth, and then just put a hole right here, put a hole in the center of your license plate, which is illegal, but I don't care. If someone gave you a ticket for that, I'd be so pissed. But in case you didn't know, you're not allowed to alter your plate. Technically speaking, crotch rockets fold them in half all the time so they can hide them up in behind the back tire, but I don't think it's something you really have to worry about getting ticketed for, so who cares? Left side, all stock as we wrap around the rear end. There's nothing else going on. That pretty much covers it. You know, like I said, windscreen is probably the biggest thing. A lot of people have the passenger backrest, but the windscreen, there's not that many choices out there. I think there's maybe 3 that aren't just straight universal fit. 3 actual bolt-on options. The Puge seems to be a popular one, however you pronounce it. Puge, whatever. And then really the only other mods that I'm planning on doing that I just haven't gotten around to is I would like to gloss black the headlight bezel. I would like to gloss black the speedometer bezel. And then I would like to probably flat black the gas cap. Maybe gloss black on it, I ain't sure yet. Who knows? And then I do have, just remembered it shipped like yesterday. When I ordered all of the Yamaha accessory backrest parts, I also ordered luggage rack, bolts on where those 2 bolts are. It's a very small luggage rack, but will provide enough room to mount a bag so that I don't have to rely just on this small bag. And it was like all of the Yamaha OEM accessories were on back order. However, that one has been like a month and a half on back order. So I'm still waiting on that to come in. It shipped literally yesterday or the day before. And there we go. I don't think I'm missing anything. If you're interested in these parts specifically, shoot me a comment and I will provide you with a link. I'm not going to go through the trouble of providing links in the description for all of this stuff. Like I said, the Lamar lip, which is what I've heard them called, although if you search that name you probably won't find it. But that was a cheap eBay, $30, works great. Like I said, take it on with a couple of set screws really easily. Doesn't screw through your existing windshield, so like I said, just slip it on and off. If you need a little extra wind deflection, long rides, things like that. Puge windscreen, and then Crater risers, Walmart Schwinn bicycle phone mount, and then eBay medic bag for storage on the other side, and then Yamaha OEM accessories for the passenger seat, passenger backrest, and soon to be passenger sissy bar, and then my extremely crappy homemade muffler. But it sounds good. I retract that statement, it sounds alright. And considering it cost me like $11.50 in parts, and I already owned a can of high temp spray paint, I'm perfectly happy with it. And there she is, a little walk around in the mods review. So hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions on parts, want links to where I got some of it specifically, then just comment below. Y'all have a good one.